Hello, my name is Mylene and I'm here to present an application that will help you to find the domain, range, intercepts, zeros, asymptotes, and graph of a rational function. The application that I'm going to use is the rational function. So now, let's try this one how it is work. As we can see, we have A, B, C, D, E, and F as the coefficient. For instance, we have f of x is equal to x minus 1 all over x plus 1. Let a is equal to 0 since we don't have second degree function in the numerator. Then b is equal to positive 1, c is equal to negative 1, d is equal to 0 since we don't have a second degree function in the denominator. Then e is equal to positive 1, and lastly f is equal to positive 1. So now let's study this result. So the domain of this result is all the set of real number except negative 1, because in the Cartesian plane x-intercept negative 1 never touches the graph. Next will be the symmetry. F of negative 4 is equal to 1.667 is symmetrical to f of 4 is equal to 0.6. Then the intersection axis point. X-intercept is denoted by A, which is 1, 0, while y-intercept is denoted by B, which is 0, negative 1. Next will be the zeros. F of x is greater than 0 if negative x is greater than x and greater than 1. Then lastly is finding asymptote. In finding the asymptote, we have vertical asymptote x is equal to negative 1 and horizontal asymptote, which is y is equal to 1. On this graph, the red lines represents the vertical and horizontal asymptotes, which is x is equal to negative 1 and y is equal to 1. Never touches the graph, so we therefore conclude that the range is y such that y is greater than 1 and less than 1.
Next example, a rational function f of x is equal to x squared minus 3x minus 10 all over x. To write this function, we let a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 3, c is equal to negative 10, d is equal to 0, since we don't have a second degree function in the denominator. Then e is equal to 1 and f is equal to 0 since we don't have the value for f. To study these results, we have the domain, the symmetry, the intersection axis points, the asymptotes, and the zeros. Okay, so we have the domain. The domain has the entire set of real number except 0, because the graph never touches the 0. Next is the symmetry.
F of negative 2 is equal to 0 is symmetrical to f of 2 is equal to 6.
Next is the intersection axis points. So the intersection x-axis point is negative 2, 0, denoted by A. Then next is the intersection y-axis point, 5, 0, denoted by B. Next is the zeros. F of x is greater than 0 if 0 is greater than x and greater than negative 2 but less than 5. In finding the asymptotes, we have the vertical and the oblique asymptote. The vertical asymptote is x is equal to 0, while the oblique asymptote is y is equal to x minus 3, where x is the value of all integers. And lastly, for the range, it all set of real numbers except 0.